Well. It seems like the Chicago Bears helped the Buffalo Bills screw over the New York Jets. The New York Jets screw job in the 2025 NFL Draft. We'll explain. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm gonna lose my gas-guard bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Leston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe as you head on over here on the YouTube. Also, the pinned comment on YouTube is our sign-up sheet for the Jets home game Tailgate Spectacular. And if you guys don't know what that means, I will explain it right now. I'm going to be hosting a bunch of Boy Green Coffee Club members and New York Jet fans for a Jets home game this season. We still don't know what the Jets home game is because we're still 6 days away from the schedule release coming next week. Actually, it's 5 days. I can't do math, but that's neither here nor there. So I will be hosting a Jets game where we will all sit together for a Jets home game. And then we will tailgate together. If you're interested in one, both, either, feel free to sign up. It is the pinned comment on YouTube, and it is in the YouTube description of every single video I do here moving forward. All you have to do is fill out your first and last name. Do you want Jets tickets? Yes or no? Do you want tailgate tickets? Yes or no? That'll include food and drink. And then give me a point of contact information. So when I learn the prices of things, I'll be able to immediately email you and say, hey, are you still interested in 3 tickets, 4 tickets, 5 tickets? This does not lock you in. I'm just trying to get a head count. Now, if you have no intention of going, I'd rather you not fill out that information to waste anyone's time. But if you do have genuine interest, make sure you fill it out, like I said, in the Google Doc sheet to have an opportunity to all be together. The food is going to be catered by Chef Kevin Gilbert. Can't wait for that. Like I said, it'll include food and drink. More on that later. Also, if you buy a Jets ticket through me, you do get a gold parking pass opportunity to purchase. That is $45. You guys can also sign up for that in the Google Doc sheet as well. That's the cheapest possible price straight from the Jets. I already gave them a discount, and so will the Jets tickets as well. So wanted to get all that out into the universe. If anyone has any questions, you can hit me up, Paul, the letter ESDENJR @gmail.com for more information on the tailgate. Well, let's get into this, guys, because new information has come out that the Bears helped the Bills screw over the Jets twice. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below because there's a lot going on with all these trades. But first, I want to go to a piece of footage. The Buffalo Bills had a one Jets drive equivalent where they gave behind-the-scenes exclusive access to their 2025 NFL Draft. And I said, let me check those trades, see if there's any information in there. And I found some interesting footage, and we're going to reveal it here. This is from the Buffalo Bills, part of their exclusive deep dive on their 2025 NFL Draft. Without further ado, let's go to the tail of the tape.
It was a uniquely deep defensive line class. My theory on it was just because we get one doesn't mean we start pivoting to other positions or the other side of the ball. When you have a draft with the depth this year, probably means next year's not as deep. So why pass on a guy in the second and third round that next year could be a round higher because of the lack of depth?
Day 3 started with deja vu as the Bills once again found a trade partner in Chicago to go up and get a defensive tackle.
Looking at day 3, same thing as the day before. We still got some guys on this board that we want to get. I don't believe a guy like Dion would be available in most drafts at this point. He's just too big, too athletic, even though the year was not as consistent as 2023 was. So same thing happened. Chicago reached out and said, hey, we'll do the deal if your guy's there. And so as soon as the pick before turned in and wasn't Deion Walker, let's get this done and get him on the phone.
What's the numbers? So, these two. Y'all call it in.
Listen, we're stacking up these Wildcats now.
Yes, sir.
You know what we talked about? Prove everyone wrong that passed on you, right?
Yes, sir.
He's 6'7" to 6. I mean, this is a huge man. Brian Gaines says it in our meeting rooms all the time. There's not a lot of men walking the earth this big, this talented. You look at his 2023 film, this guy, if healthy after that season, would have most likely 100% gone in the first round, I believe. And so, to me, you can never have enough guys up front for the length of our season.
The Buffalo Bills select Deion Walker, defensive tackle.
There's a lot to unpack there, so let's get through it. So the Jets had pick number 42 overall in the second round and pick 110 in the fourth round. The Buffalo Bills twice traded just a pick ahead of the New York Jets, and the trade partner was the same, the Chicago Bears. At pick 41, the Bills struck a trade with the Bears to move ahead of the Jets. At pick 109, the Bills struck a trade with the Bears to move ahead of the Jets. If you think that's just a funny coincidence, I've got some timeshare to sell you in the Bahamas. There is a reason the Buffalo Bills targeted that spot, because they believed the New York Jets would do it. And not only did the Bills trade up in front of the Jets twice, but it was for the same position, whoever the best defensive tackle on the board was. It was TJ Sanders out of South Carolina, and it was Deion Walker, the defensive tackle out of Kentucky. But why I say screw is not just because Chicago left the door open and said, hey, Bills, we'll hook you up. It's because of the NFL draft value chart. That's why, again, you guys can go to the article in the YouTube description down below, and I will explain it. Oh, so the Bills, when they moved up to number 41, that's one pick ahead of the Jets in the second round. The Bills gave up 56 overall, 62 overall, and 109 overall. In exchange for the three picks they gave up, they got three different picks, 41, 72, and 240. According to the NFL draft value chart, Chicago received less than their picks were worth. They received 700 points of value. They gave up 721 points of value. So they took a hit. That's curious. Let's go to the second trade. On day 3 of the draft, again, Bears-Bills strike a trade. Bills move up to 109, one pick ahead of the Jets at 110. The Bills gave up pick 132 overall and 169 overall. Again, we go back to the value chart. The Bears received 63.8 points. The Bills received 76 points. For the second time, the Bears took a loss on the draft value chart. They did that twice to screw the Jets. Interesting. And the video footage of Brandon Beane drooling over defensive tackles and his analysis of it. That's another thing I want to go back to. So twice the Bears took a hit. Why would they take a hit twice to the same team? Why wouldn't they bend? Obviously, Buffalo was hot and heavy to move up high in the draft to get their guy. You could have bent them over the barrel and charged them more. They charged them less to screw the Jets. Allen in here saying it's the part of the GM hazing process. Ryan Poles and Brandon Beane have been around for a few years, so it's like, here, eat this, Moochie. Maybe. I don't know. But here's what Brandon Beane said at the beginning of our little clip there we played. Quote, it was a uniquely deep defensive line class. My theory on it, and this is Brandon Beane speaking, just because we get one doesn't mean we start pivoting to other positions or the other side of the ball. When you have a draft with the depth this year, it probably means next year's not as deep. So why pass on a guy in the second or third round that next year could be around higher because of the lack of depth? And that was his story. And twice, the Jets get the old slap around. Unbelievable. And for people that are saying that the defensive like I've seen this. So I tweeted out this clip because I watched the part of the Bills documentary. I cut up the clips. I posted it on TikTok and the Twitter and everything. And one of the common responses I got from Jet fans is like, Paul, we were getting Mason Taylor the whole time. What are you talking about? Based on what information? We're just taking what the Jets are giving us. Oh, they always loved Mason Taylor. That was always the guy. Oh, Armand Membu was always the guy. Maybe. But maybe the Bills had information that the Jets wanted a defensive tackle. It would make a lot of sense because, well, quite frankly, that was one of the biggest needs on the team. So everyone just saying, of course, it was going to be Mason Taylor. I'm not so sure. Why would the Bills just randomly pick 41 to trade in front of the Jets? Random? Yeah, that just happened to be the spot? No, they targeted that spot. They targeted that spot on purpose. Anywho, Allen, Paul screwing the Jets at a game, or is a game played throughout the league? Possibly, quite possibly. And hey now. And now the Jets, 30 defensive tackles were drafted between pick number 1 and pick number 257 in the 2025 NFL draft. 30 defensive tackles. Brandon Beane said, oh, baby, I have to get 2 of these. And the Jets went, nah, we're good. We will get any. So we'll see who ultimately is right. Darren Mucci or Brandon Beane. Hey, in my final mock draft, not that I have to prove I'm right or anything, but in my final mock draft, I had the Jets taking 2 defensive tackles and they didn't take a single one. So we'll see. But yeah, Brandon Beane also said in that video package that he thought Deion Walker, if he would have come out the previous year, I don't think he could have because of his college standing, but if he did, he would have been a first-round pick. So, and they get him in the 4th round. Big boy. Absolutely big boy. So no, I just saw that and sort of revved my engine, and I'm like, let me double-check the NFL draft value trend. I'm like, what the hell? Chicago took a loss twice? That doesn't make any sense. Why would they help them out? And someone mentioned Bears' former Aaron Glenn rival in the NFC North. Maybe there was a fuck you to the Jets. I don't know. But it doesn't make any sense to take a loss. You take a loss once, I guess that can happen. Take a loss twice to the same teams involved. Conspiracy theory? I don't know. That's up for you guys to decide. Stephen Fox here on YouTube. Based on this info, BG, Roger Goodell should investigate the Chicago trades. Weren't in the best interest of their franchise. It'll be hard to prove. Even with the draft value chart here, because teams say they have their own value charts and they value things differently. So I don't think anything is going to come of it from that perspective, Stephen. But I'm just noting it because we have public draft charts that teams have used in the past. So it seems like a good barometer to sort of test some of these things. And I always like to look, okay, the Jets pulled off this trade in the draft. Was it an even trade? Did the Jets win? Did the other team win? I'm sort of always been fascinated by that as a draft fan. On the value chart and sort of, again, it's not always tried and true. It's more so a guideline. But like I said, once, okay. Twice, that raises my eyebrows. The journalistic antenna. Tony Alexio says, Boy Green, that's why the Bears blow turkey dick. Ah, okay. Perhaps. I don't know what the Jets did to the Bears. I'll have to go back through history and try to remember what happened. But we'll see. Phil says, how come it feels like everyone, no matter where, jump in front of the Jets? So annoying. It was super annoying. There's no question about it. Hey now, look at this, baby. We got a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. That's the way, Paul Texter. Let's go. And every time we get 5 memberships or more, we play one of these, perhaps. There we go. Paul Taxter gifting 5 raffle tickets for our contest, baby. You love to bleepin' see it, as far as I'm concerned. That is 15 raffle tickets for our guy, Paul Taxter. And let's reveal the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Again, another shout out to Paul gosh darn Taxter here. Thomas Gannett, John Steppick, Duncan Lloyd, Brandon McNeely, and Adam S. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Gosh Darn Coffee Club. Again, that is 15 raffle tickets for our boy, Paul Texta. Let me see. And that does not quite get you back into the top 5. We have our scrolling ticker. Shout out to J-Boy. He's got 60 raffle tickets. Drake Herrera's got 30. Indy Jets is 29. For Lillian Big D is 21. And aged up 10. Our boy has 20. That is your top 5. Paul Texter, thank you very much. You're 5 away from jumping into that top 5. And again, for people that are new to the channel or have not seen the giveaway this month, throw it up here on the big board. This is what is up for grabs, baby. We'll be giving away both of these items on June 1st, but throughout the entire month of May, you are eligible for this if you make $2.99 purchases on this channel. That's how much a raffle ticket is. Paul Taxter bought 5 raffle tickets because a Boy Green Coffee Club membership is $2.99 a piece. So you guys can feel free to do the same thing Paul Taxter did. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the money sign. The final option is gift channel memberships, and you can gift as many as you'd like. There are no limit to how many raffle tickets you can get. You can purchase your own Boy Green raffle ticket by joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. Paul Taxter, obviously, as you can see here on the screen, is already a member. He has that loyalty badge by his name. But if you have not joined the Boy Green Coffee Club, you can do that in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. It's only $2.99. You become a member to the YouTube channel, get all the perks of the channel, access to our Discord, access to our custom emojis, and priority replies and highlights on the show. Plus, you get a raffle ticket for these prizes, baby. And, of course, you can always send in Super Chat questions or comments. Those are always good in the hood. And here are the items. Again, a commemorative game coin from last season. It comes with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League. It's one of limited. It's a mint coin. Again, a replica coin from last season. And you have a New York Jets signature football that is a full-size NFL football, baby, with the full team autographing that this past season. Again, a New York Jets signature football as well. All that's up for grabs. Good luck to all you guys as you continue to get it done. Thanks, Paul. Fellow Paul. Yes, sir. Let's ride. Luca. Pats did it for Broderick Jones 2 years ago. Now, here's the thing, Luca, and I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes this can work as a positive. Now, if we're to believe the One Jets Drive footage that came out shortly after that draft, it seemed to indicate that the Jets would have gone with other players before Broderick Jones, so that the sniping really wasn't a sniping. If we're to believe the footage the Jets put out, which again, it's their footage, it's an in-house documentary, so they can make it look however they want, I suppose. But that they were looking at Will McDonald, they were looking at Michael Mayer, the Notre Dame tight end, and then Broderick Jones, I believe, was third on that list. Again, if we are to believe that information. But Broderick Jones has been awful in the NFL. So if the Jets would have went in that direction, it would have been terrible. At least in Will McDonald, who caught some heat initially being the pick, he's coming off a double-digit sack season. And he was the FBS leader in sacks, right? He had 34, 35, whatever it was for Iowa State. So that pick has turned out decent. Broderick Jones has not. So sometimes, right, the Jets getting screwed here. I guess it's your perception of screwed. They got screwed because a division rival got to move ahead of them for less than what is required by the value chart. In that way, they're screwed. But did the Bills actually get the players the Jets were looking for? We probably will never know that information. We'll be left for speculation. But Luca's great point here on YouTube, a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, that sometimes it goes the other way. They jump in front of you, take a thing, and then the ripple effects of that ends up you having the better player. Something to consider. We have over 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe here on YouTube. We're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers. YouTube shorts, YouTube videos, live shows every day at 7:30 in the morning. Live shows every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock. I mean, the content is ever flowing, baby. Help support the channel. We appreciate it. Yeah. Gucci Finesse, if you missed anything, you can read it in the article in the YouTube description down below for missing the show. Feel free. It has all the info down there on how the Jets got screwed. Yeah. Indie Jets here on the show. Let's get this super chat rolling here. Wow. He said, I lost one. I was at 30 yesterday. I'm pretty sure when we did all the math there that you were one short. I believe at the end of the show we said 29. You're $2 short of another membership. So you just missed Dre Correa yesterday. I will review the footage at the end of the show yesterday, confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that's what we said at the end of Boy Green Daily yesterday. I remember saying up, one short, because we were talking about second or third place with Fleur Lily jumping in there as well, and Dre Correa also jumping in. So yes, but I guess with this $2 you just put in, you're now at 30. So I guess that sort of just worked out right then. Well, okay. In Jet, you are now at 30 with that super chat you just sent in. Boom. Okay. Well, I'm glad all that's cleared up. All right, so let's put Indy tied here as well. Very nice. Beautiful. Way to go, Indy. Appreciate you, pal. And you are now tied with Dre Correa. We'll see if we get any more fireworks today. Oh, boy. Could be coming. We'll see what pops there. The banner is now updated, so thank you, Indy Jets. Gotcha. Okay, let's keep going on your questions or comments. Feel free. Yeah, the Patriots could have done us a favor in that particular situation because Bill Belichick indicated on the Pat McAfee show he did that shit on purpose. He wanted Pittsburgh to take what he thought we wanted. So that's true. And Indy Jets now in front of him. There you go with a raffle. Joe Townsell from our guy Indy Jets here, who now has 31 raffle tickets so far this month, just edging out our guy Dre Correa. So we have 31 now for our guy Indy Jets here on the program. So sorry, Dre Correa, getting shoved aside here, my friend. That's what happens. Booyah. All right, let's thank you very much, Indy. Appreciate it. And JoJo's here. Shout out to JoJo. There you go. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. All right, let's get another question here. This from Jets Runny, another member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Morning, brother. What do you think about the Jets going after Clowney, and why not take a shot with Amari Cooper? Okay. So we talked about, well, I have a YouTube short up on this on Jadeveon Clowney. It's also up on my Instagram and TikTok, but I'm glad that you brought this up here, Jets Runny, because I am a massive Jadeveon Clowney fan. And it's always important. He got released yesterday by the Carolina Panthers, and I think it's really important for us to understand why players get cut. In some instances, the player sucks. He gets cut. It's because he stunk. In some cases, it's financially driven. My boy Mike Kay, he covers the Carolina Panthers for the Charlotte Observer. He revealed that the Panthers cutting Jadeveon Clowney will now essentially pay for their entire draft class. They saved over $7.5 million. So it was financially driven. Clowney had 5.5 sacks last year. He had 11 quarterback hits. He did very well statistically. He also did very well analytically speaking, according to Pro Football Focus. In the overall grade, pass rush grade, and run defense grade. So he's a solid player. When you look at the pass rush statistics, he's had at least 3 sacks in 8 of the last 10 seasons. Again, some of you may go, 3 sacks, what is that? It's only a mere indicator to show you that's the floor. He's had more than that. I'm just saying he's had at least this. Quite often, his real numbers have been between 4.5 and 9.5 sacks for the last 10 years. So he's a very solid pass rusher from that perspective. But the reason I would want him, that part is great. Phenomenal. He's never been a double-digit sack guy. He did not live up to, I guess, that number 1 overall pick hype. So take that for whatever you will. But he's an elite run defender. And for the first 5 or 6 years of his career, he was one of the best run defenders straight up in the National Football League. And still, if you sort of grade out the last 10 years, he has a 76 PFF grade in run defense. Long story short, he's really good against the run. And the Jets last year sucked against the run. So for the run defense, Jadeveon Clowney, I'm interested. For the pass rush, Jadeveon Clowney, I'm interested. And then here's the final level of this Jets running of why this would be a big move for the Jets. You have Jermaine Johnson. I love JJ. He's awesome. You have Will McDonald coming off a double-digit sack year. Great. It's a rhetorical question, but I'll ask it to the ethos anyway. Who is the 3rd best defensive end on the Jets roster? And as you guys pontificate, well, who is it? Eric Watts? Is it Braden McGregor? Is it Tyler Barron, the rookie they just signed yesterday? Is it? The fact of the matter is that any of those answers are not good enough. They're not. Especially when you consider that Jermaine Johnson's coming off a torn Achilles from week 2 of last year. I hope he's back full force. But what if he's not? And if he's not, oh boy. And then what if any injury happens? You have to hope for the best, but expect the worst. That's the job of general manager Darren Moochie, is to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So when the worst hits, you are ready for it. So in other words, Clowney would be incredible insurance for the room. I think he could work on early downs as your run defender, and then you can rotate him, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald. Really, your 3rd defensive end is quite frankly a starter. I know that technically you don't get a notch in the stat sheet for it, but you're a big piece of the puzzle. The Jets did not fill that. The only guy they added was Tyler Barron, and maybe he could be this pass rusher, but he was used with their Mr. Irrelevant final pick in the 5th round after moving up. There are questions about this young man. Maybe he could turn into something, but we're going to have to rely on the coaching that we haven't seen yet. To your point on Amari Cooper, We talked about it a little bit on Boy Green Meets Woody yesterday. I'm an Amari Cooper guy. My dad is a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. So I've seen basically every Cowboys game on the planet that wasn't at the same time as the Jets. And that normally is all the time because the Cowboys are always in prime time or in some America's window. So I've seen a lot of Cowboys game during my life. And I saw a lot of Amari Cooper. I saw a lot of him in Dallas. Terrific route runner, the anti-diva. He doesn't cause a lot of shit storm in the locker room or during media. He's not that diva, give me the ball, give me the ball. I haven't seen that throughout his career. And the fact of the matter is, while he's coming off his worst year ever last year in catches, yards, and touchdowns, context is super important. Amari Cooper was on the Browns, and they got traded to the Bills, and then there was an injury in between there. There was a lot of extracurricular activity. But if you put last year aside, which was, we can all admit, a bizarre year for Amari Cooper, 4 of his previous 5 seasons, he had at least 1,100 yards receiving. He averaged 5.5 to 7.5 touchdowns. That's pretty good. He his reception number, the floor was 69 receptions, the ceiling was 92. So in 4 of the last 5 years, he had no fewer than 62 catches. Let's call it 5 years, excuse me. He had no fewer than 62 catches, and then the ceiling was 92 catches. And then he had, like I said, in 4 of those 5 seasons, 1,100 yards receiving. It's just, to me, it, the materials are there potential to kick the tires. We'll see if the Jets do. Obviously, the further we get into the offseason, the cheaper a guy like Amari Cooper will be. Let's keep going here. We got a super chat coming in from J-Boy. Every time we get a YouTube super chat, you know what happens. Let's go, baby. Boom.
Wow.
J-Boy. I love this super chat. Boy Green. It's not what we did to the Bears. It's what we are about to do, which is to turn Justin Fields into a beast. Go AG. Fuck the Bills. Jet up. Love the super chat. Thanks, J-Boy. We'll put that on the docket here. You now have 61 raffle tickets so far this month. And, well, excuse me, 62 with your previous super chat. I just saw that in here. Yeah, you have 62 raffle tickets, excuse me, and you're $2 away from another one. We'll update the banner here as well. So, J-Boy, thank you very much. Thank you, J-Boy. Yes. Very nice. I will say this. I love that, by the way. That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I hope that is how we do it. That there's no better way to service than the other side is when you give them the business. And our banner is now updated. The Bears did whatever they did, but that's what we can do to them. You're right. They drafted Justin Fields. They moved up in the first round. They traded with the New York Giants. They gave up a future first, and they had no plan for Justin Fields. Absolutely no plan whatsoever. And it was a disaster. And now we have a chance to say, hey, that franchise quarterback you thought you had, let us dust that off and show it what's done. So, yes, well said, J-Boy. Well said. I'm excited for Justin Fields. He's going to get a real opportunity. He's got no real competition in the room. So what that really means is that there is a leash here, that if Justin Fields has any struggles, he's going to be able to work through it. They're not going to go like, oh, we're going to go to Tyrod. We're going to go to Tyrod. Like, he's going to have a chance to see things through, as he should. This is the best offensive line he's ever played with, and he's got some nice playmakers here. Now, there will be some questions that have to be answered. Who ends up stepping up as wide receiver 2? Can Breece Hall be as motivated and bounce back? There are some questions, but I'm really excited for the Justin Fields experience. Yeah. So I appreciate that. Thank you, J-Boy. Yeah, Jadeveon Clowney is solid against run. That's also true in terms of health. Clowney has played an average of 14 games over the last 4 years, so he's been relatively healthy as well. Sure, work that in as well. Keep it simple, RC. Think we're making something out of nothing on the wide receiver debate. I mean, the Broncos depth chart wasn't impressive last year, and they made the playoffs. Let me see. What was? Let me look at the Denver Broncos from last year. Let's take a gander. I want to make sure I don't speak out of turn here. Okay. All right, so here are their wide receivers. So Cortland Sutton, he's really good. And then they had a bunch of guys. Marvin Mims Jr., Devon Avele, Lil Jordan Humphreys. Okay, Troy Franklin. It seems like a good comp. Also, Josh Reynolds was on that team as well. That's a good comp. That's a good way to do it. I don't think let me rephrase this and answer this appropriately. I don't playoffs. I mean, we'll have to sort of see on that part of the equation. Every time we hear that, we gotta,
Playoffs? Are you talking about the playoffs?
we'll see on playoffs. I don't know. Who is Justin Fields and all these other things are going to factor into that. But you're right on the Denver Broncos. They were able to overcome whatever lack of wide receivers they apparently had on paper. I think the bigger thing for me is I remember the beginning of last season very vividly, and it was painful. Garrett Wilson was the guy, and teams went, "Oh, he is double team bracket." They threw the kitchen sink at Garrett Wilson, and to be candid, he struggled. Now the Jets have a more prominent tight end on paper in Mason Taylor. Justin Fields, the threat of the run. I'm curious how defenses sort of try to handle that. But it is a fair point. Keep it simple, RC. Is that Denver overcame that? Can the Jets? I guess we'll see. Good comment. Good comment. But I'm not sure we're making something out of nothing. But let's see. Again, someone could just step up at wide receiver 2. Pats have always been the thorn of our side. Again, it depends on the age of Jet fans. Is sort of what I've absorbed over the years about some older Jet fans hate the Dolphins. I hate the New England Patriots. I don't know. I don't like the Bills. Like Bills fans to me, and I'm sure we'll get a Bills fan chiming in here in a second. We have 400 people in the room. We have a Bills fan that watches this show that I know personally. Bills fans had the 17-year playoff drought, even longer than our playoff drought. And they were just sort of these, lovable losers that you felt bad for. And he said, man, I really hope something happens for him at some point. And something did, obviously. They drafted Josh Allen. They developed his ass, and they finally end the playoff drought. Tyrod Taylor actually responsible for the ending of the playoff drought, but nonetheless. And then they've gotten arrogant. And I'm like, who the hell are they? Maybe we'd be the same way if the Jets were in that position. I don't know because we haven't been in that position in a long time. But yeah, Bills fans are super annoying. But the Patriots are the number one team that I want to destroy with a rocket launcher. I hate the New England Patriots. Yes. I see all your guys' Knicks conversation. How about them Knicks? Again, I imagine that's going to be quite prevalent on the show tomorrow when Hop on Pop returns with his 0.0% of the game tomorrow at 3:30. We will see. The Meadowland Swamp Thing. Why can't Malachi Corley be great? Only time we saw him basically had a touchdown, just made a dumb mistake. Fair. I don't know if he will be a wide receiver 2 just based on what he is or has shown to this point. Maybe, but I think we shouldn't just completely write him off on being gone. But on the other hand, as Rich Cimini likes to use this term, the scholarship is over. Malachi Corley and the old regime loving him and trading up for him and all those things, whatever love was there, and I don't know how much of it was there because last year we didn't see a whole lot of Corley, but that's over. He has to reprove himself to this new coaching staff. And so he will have an opportunity. And that's the thing. If I'm Malachi Corley, I love that the Jets only drafted Arian Smith and they didn't sign an Amari Cooper. They didn't sign a Keenan Allen. Like that gives me, if I'm Malachi Corley, a chance. That gives me Tyler Johnson, Alan Lazard, Josh Reynolds, these young Xavier Gibson, all these cats, an opportunity to make something happen. So no, I don't think the story's been written on Malachi Corley, but he's got to mature up. There's no question. Hep says, I don't discriminate. I hate them all equally. Patriots, Bills, and Dolphins. Oh, hey, there you go. Lily says, I hate Boston, all teams. Yeah. NC Green, unlike last year, there's no expectation for this season. Want to see how Glenn coaches and Fields develops. That's true. The over-under is set at 5.5 wins. ESPN's post-draft power ranking said the Jets is the third worst team in football. There are zero expectations. And sometimes we've seen the best version of the Jets when no one expects anything from them. We'll see if that continues. Good comment, NC Green on YouTube. DJ Dirty Cooch, a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Q, if Aaron Glenn says Fields will have a chance to be a quarterback, and it's okay for Armand Membu to have a seat and learn right tackle, and all these short-term prove-it contracts, is it fair to say Fields to only have 1 year to show this? Interesting question. So I guess it goes back to, well, that was a unique situation because I was going to say the Bears-Panthers trade where the Bears got the number 1 overall pick, but which was Caleb Williams, but they didn't get it because Justin Fields was awful. That was because of Carolina. So I guess that's unique. But here's the skinny of it. This is Justin Fields' opportunity this season. Obviously, he has at least this year. If he totally blows the pooch, and I don't see this happening, but if he just totally sucks and we have a top 5 pick, then Fields could immediately be replaced. If he's great, obviously that speaks for itself. He's our franchise quarterback. If he's middling and we're 7-10, 8-9, and Fields showed some moments, but not enough that you're like, oh yeah, he's the guy. Some that you went, ooh, but some you went, oh. That's probably the complicated answer the Jets probably hope they don't get. They don't want to still be left scratching their head after this season. They want to have conviction, whether good or bad. Bad, okay, well, we need to find a guy. Good, well, we found our guy. That middle part is dangerous because that can affect future decisions. But to your point, sort of how you set up this question, DJ Dirty Cooch, it just seems like this Justin Fields, for all intents and purposes, should look at this year like it's the only year because tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow being next year is how I perceive that. But good comment there. Good comment. Alan says, hated Dolphins and the Patriots, but never hated the Bills. See, that's what I would assume a lot of Jet fans are at. And just the AFC East, maybe some people just hate those for the normal reasons. Gucci Finesse says, I like Corley. I believe he could be a Percy Harvin Debo-like player. Well, if he can, terrific. Percy Harvin was awesome in that Super Bowl a bunch of years ago. Debo Samuel, when he's healthy and on the field, he's dangerous. So, yeah, give me all those comps. I'd take any piece of that. If Corley could be anything like that, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Stephen Fox, Boy Green, do you feel comfortable with our place kicker? I don't. But here, if we're being honest, here's the evaluation. He was here for 1 year, and it was arguably the greatest kicking season in Jets franchise history. The next year, he had arguably the worst kicking season in franchise history with 6 misses and cost the team so many games and everything. So what's year 3? Somewhere in the middle? Does he go back to being a Legatron, Greg the Leg? I don't know. But do I feel comfortable with it, Stephen Fox? No. No is the answer to that question. But we'll see. We'll see what competition comes and as we get closer to training camp and things of that nature to see other guys come into the room. Anders Carlson obviously is on this team as well, so that's other competition. And they have the rookie kicker. I believe that's Caden Davis. So we'll see if anything else switches or moves around there. But Zerline, again, same sort of thing, maybe good and bad, right? So we had the terrible experience last year, but Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn really aren't attached to that. So do they count that against Zerline? I don't know, but I know they'll have it in their heads. But so Zerline will have a chance to prove himself. If he does not, the Jets will be going in a different direction. But a good kicker question. We need more of those. Boycott Activision. Is there something wrong with Keenan Allen that's preventing the Jets from signing him? He's 33, and Aaron Glenn apparently hates old people. That would probably be point number 1. I would imagine boycott. And maybe he wants to give these young cats a chance. Like I said, there's a group of 3 wide receivers on the Jets roster that are intriguing young guys. What are they going to be? So you have Garrett Wilson. He's in his own class. You have the 2 physical big boy run blocking guys, and Allen Lazard and Josh Reynolds. And then you have this pocket of three. It's your rookie Arian Smith, it's Malachi Corley, and it's Tyler Johnson. They're in an interesting, similar bucket of youth, upside, things of that nature. But who's going to step up and move and groove on the depth chart and do anything? That's up for interpretation. Maybe AG is compete, and he throws those three guys in the pool and says someone's going to come out of there. So, yeah. Philium says, I reserve hate for a select few. Miami and New England top that list. Fair enough. Oh, we have a Bears fan in here. Broski Bear. You want some comic relief this season? Watch Bustin Fields play quarterback for the Jets. Oh, that's not very nice. I will tell you this. The thing I thought was kind of cool is even when the Bears replaced Justin Fields with Caleb Williams, that there was still a lot of love for Justin Fields in the city of Chicago. A lot of people did not want the Bears to move on from Justin Fields. From my outside perspective, I'm not a Bears fan. So we'll see. This is the Young Cats' opportunity. Allen, BG, when the Celtics win this series, could you please roast all these cocky Knicks fans? No holds barred. I will make no such promises, but the Celtics are still favored to win this series, even being down 2-0. And I think that speaks to the Celtics are the better team. Now, just because you're the better team doesn't guarantee you're going to win. We'll see what happens. Madison Square Garden tomorrow, 3:30 game. The cheapest ticket in the house apparently is $700. So I won't be there, but I will be watching, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Knicks fans are in their feels and juicy. Let's see what comes of it. NC Green, Knicks winning like they have is not sustainable. They have to play better in 2 3/4 of the year to beat Boston, and that's sort of my vibe. NC Green is that the Knicks in the 2 games combined led for 12 minutes of the 96 minutes possible. I don't think that's sustainable. Maybe it is. Maybe they win again on Saturday, and then Knicks fans are going to tell me to shut the hell up. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think so. The Celtics have performed very well for 90%. Not even very well. Like, they're not even hitting their threes, and they're in both of these games or leading by 20 plus in both of them, and they're not hitting their threes. So just imagine when they hit their threes, this could be a can of whoop ass opened up. But again, the truth will be in the pudding, and we'll see what happens. But I love the NBA splash we're getting, where Knicks fans are engaged. Obviously, we got a lot of New York Knicks fans in our audience. A shout out, yeah, Eddie Pinheiro shout out there for Allen. There you go. Yeah, I like it. I like Eddie. Greg says, did anyone like Skinner? He's talking about Quentin Skinner, the undrafted free agent wide receiver, Kansas. Yeah, we'll see. Rookie minicamp. What's today? Say it Friday? Oh, yeah. So rookie minicamp starts today. I lost track of my days here. So rookie minicamp is today, tomorrow, and Sunday. We should get some Aaron Glenn availability. We should get some news and notes, jersey numbers, things of that nature. So we should be getting some intel on these guys. And obviously at the conclusion of this rookie minicamp, we'll see if some of these rookie tryout players got an opportunity and made the roster. So that'll be fun. I can't wait. For Lily and Big D, 2 teams I hate, Patriots and Cowboys. Love watching Stephen A. Smith on Monday morning roasting the Cowboys fans. He does enjoy doing that. That's true. Yeah. Yo, Holmes, you only need the lead at the end, BG. That's how sports work. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Jojo says, are the rookie jersey numbers coming out today? Maybe. We'll see. It's definitely coming out over the coming days. But it would make sense today before they do their practices because they're going to be putting on said jersey. So, yeah, that's a good expectation. Yeah. All right, let's do this. We got 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, show your support if you're watching on YouTube. Again, we've got a raffle going on, plus the Boy Green Tailgate sign up. Again, Chef Kevin Gilbert's going to be catering all the food. That will include food and drink. We do not know the price yet of the tailgate price. We'll let you know that as soon as we can. Or the ticket price. Again, that's up to the New York Jets. We're communicating with the Jets, but I'll tell you this. The guarantee I can give you on the Jets tickets is it will be the cheapest ticket possible for what we're getting. I'm not saying I'm getting us nosebleeds. What I'm saying is that there will be no taxes and there's no ticket fees on it because I already gave a deposit down to the Jets for the tickets. So that's their gift from them to me, is that we avoid that. So I will get you guys the best possible bang for your buck, and we all get to sit together, and we hopefully get to tailgate together. So hopefully you guys can continue to sign up for that. Again, the schedule comes out next Wednesday, so I'll be able to pick the games in the preference list, give that to the Jets, and then more information should be coming in the near future. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But let's do this quick HEP timeout. We'll open the phone lines next. Keep your super chats and memberships and everything else flying because Boy Green Daily continues after this.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
The phone lines are open, baby. That's youtube.com/BoyGreen25 here on the program. Feel free to get involved. If you're watching on my Facebook page at BoyGreen25, if you're watching on Twitter at BoyGreen25, then feel free to migrate on over to YouTube and feel free to call into the show, whether it's your first time or you're a multi-time offender. All are welcome, baby. And as well, if you're watching or listening, on the audio-only version, obviously the show's already over, but appreciate you guys out there in the universe. Let's go to the phone lines. We've got the legend, Hep, here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. You know what I was thinking? I never been to a tailgate. That kind of. When I went to the game, I always just got there and went into the game.
Sure, yeah.
So
right.
when you're at a tailgate and you have the parking pass, is everybody like park their cars in the general area of where you're going to be setting up?
This is a great question. So, Hep, actually, sort of like you, I'm the same thing. Me and my dad go to a game. We park the car. We go in. I see people tailgating. I'm like, oh, no, very nice. Keep going. I actually reached out to the Jets about this because one of the simple questions is like, okay, we have parking passes and we could each park our cars. How do we all find each other? What and what area? How does it all work? I reach out to the Jets to confirm all of this. And basically, as long as we allow space for cars to be able to drive through, so we just need space for one car to drive through. They said you can tailgate all around it. So what will happen is once we sort of figure out pricing and everything of that perspective, we're going to pick. I'm making this one up. I'm about to say J4. Hey, everybody. Hey, J4. We'll put it on the poster and everything. Everyone, we're going to meet around here. Everyone will have parking passes through me if they purchase it. Is gold. So the gold will unlock all these different places, and we'll pick the best place that are allowed in our parking. So we all sit together. So yeah, we're all going to park our cars either near each other or relatively near each other, and we will be able to use the space around it. So yeah, we'll pick a place. Like I said, J4 is this random thing off the top of my head, and then we'll get to tailgate and everything from there.
Okay, that sounds great because then I can put my guitar in there.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, so so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun time. And actually, you said that your fiance is coming.
Oh yeah, she's coming. So I wasn't sure at first, but yeah, she's coming, and all the kids are coming. So they're all coming to the game and tailgate and everything.
Did you ever talk about maybe the wedding yet?
I did, and it's funny. The finger I thought I was going to put the ring on, she gave me a different finger, which was odd. On the idea. So long story short, so she did that. And I'm like, so not a no, and then she was about to say something like, you know what? Let's just marinate on it. Let's not make any decisions. Let's just sort of think about it. And we're in that stage right now. Yeah,
it would be very good, good publicity for the show. Of
course, right?
Yeah, that'd be good. It doesn't have to be. Yeah. It could just be a ceremonial.
Right. It's, ceremonial. That happens, and then you do the real shish kebab somewhere else. But for the show and the brand,
yeah. I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep working on it, Hep. We'll keep working on it. Yeah.
All right, we got a little time. All right, guys. Peace out.
Thanks, Hep. Appreciate the call, buddy. Yeah, we're working on that. We're working on that. But that's a good question. Like on the tailgate, like I had no freaking idea. That was one of my first questions. I'm like, wait a second. How the hell does all this work? How do you tailgate? How do you get a spot? Where do we all go? So, yeah, I reach out to the Jets to try to get all the answers to some of those questions. Cindy Sturgis would love to come to the game, but because I live in Missouri, it's just too much. I understand that, Cindy, and I know there's some people that can't make it from that perspective, and I understand. It's a financial. There's it's an NFL game. NFL games are expensive. Parking pass, game, tailgate, anything else at hotels if you come from far. I totally understand. So I appreciate the people that can come and will come. That's great. And I know we're having a lot of people flying in from different places, but don't feel bad. I totally understand. And I appreciate it. So I'm sorry that some people won't be able to go. Look at Stephen Fox, baby. He punched his own ticket to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Way to go, Steven. Let's bleep and go. Thank you for joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. And because of what you just did, you get access to all the things that are being a Boy Green Coffee Club member. You get special shout outs on the show. You got your loyalty badge right next to your name. It's only $2.99. You get access to our Discord channel. Jared B will drop that in there in the comment section, our moderator. Plus, you just got yourself a raffle ticket to our contest at the end of the month. And if you have one raffle ticket, you got a shot, baby. You got a shot. Steven, welcome to the family, brother. Thanks for joining in. You guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. Feel free. Yo, Holmes, the only thing getting baked at the tailgate is me. Hey now. Yo, Holmes, okay. Looking forward to meeting you, pal. Yeah, that should be a good time. Nate says, I'm taking my bike to the tailgate. Okay. I don't know how that works for the parking pass. Or do you just lean that on someone's car, throw it in someone's trunk? I'm not sure. We'll have to do some research on that one for you, Nate, but I like it. There you go. Should be a good time. For Lily and Big T, go to J13 or near it. That's where my brother and family friends tailgate is with about 30 people. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, that's one of the other things I want to make sure I do. I don't want to step on anyone's turf, like in a good way. If your family's cool with being all around each other, we party, hang out. That's cool. But I definitely don't want to step on anyone's toes. I know a lot of people have been tailgating for a long time. So try to pick a good spot, wherever it is. We'll try to pick a good spot. But that's a good suggestion. You'll have to remind me of that when we get a little closer for Lily. Cindy says, find myself throughout the day singing the HEP song. Well, here's what we'll do, Cindy. This is our plan for this tailgate. We plan on having some sort of a cinematographer or film guy or person with a camera is a fancy way to say that, and try to record everything. So HEP's going to bring his guitar, and hopefully we all get the Boy Green Daily song going and stuff like that. So we'll try to record a lot of the footage for anyone who unfortunately can't make it, and we'll have that up on YouTube and everywhere else so you guys can enjoy it and be a part of it as well. So very much looking forward to all that. And Taylor Sterling says, instead of a renewal of vows, a prenewal? Okay, I like that, Taylor Sterling. I don't know the science on that, but that sounds about right. Sure. Let's get a prenewal action. Stephen Fox, wait till you get married. You'll get the complete arm. Ah, okay. There you go. Hey, now. That'd be more colorful, I suppose, but... that's funny. That's funny. All right, beautiful. All right, let's go back to the phone lines, baby. Ricky, New York, live with us here on the program. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
That jersey you have, I used to have one just like that. I have that. I have that one in the. It does not fit my fat body anymore, but I have that one. I love that one back in the day.
Also a Chad Pennington?
No, it was Justin Miller. Justin Miller. 2-2,
okay.
baby.
Yeah, I've got this one. I've got a Rebus like this.
Ooh, nice.
And I've got a Curtis Martin like this.
Oh my God, I'm jealous that you have all those with that. I only had one of those, but it was sweet. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I liked these when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
I have two very important questions for you.
Sure.
In
okay.
regards to your event. Where you guys are going to be parking and doing your tailgating? Mm-hmm. What is the proximity of that to, say, the Hudson River? And can we organize a Toss Allen in the River event at your tailgate?
Well, we're definitely open to interpretation. There's been a lot of people throwing ideas around, pun intended. So HEP and some other things, beer pong been thrown around. So yeah, that could be possible. I don't know. I don't know if Allen has submitted. I'll have to double check the raffle names to see if I saw Allen's or not raffle tailgate names because we have a sign up sheet. I'll have to double check if Alan signed up for it yet. But yeah, that'd be that. I'm open to interpretation. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I figured, I'd be willing to be the one to drop Allen in the river, and
Wow, cool.
then unlike the Celtics, I'd be able to sink one.
Ooh-wee.
At any rate, dude, this notion that the Bills somehow screwed us. The Patriots are the only team who ever drafted specifically to screw us. The Bills never really did that. Now they did move ahead of us twice.
Yeah, weird.
I think they were just going after the players they wanted, and we just happened to be in that position where they moved ahead of us. I don't think they were really moving ahead of us. I think they were moving ahead of everybody to get the guys that they wanted. It seems like maybe the GM in Buffalo, he must have been on the phone with Pops and got some advice, and Pops actually convinced him that Deion Walker was going to turn out to be a good player, and so they made the move and got ahead of us.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Dude, I'm not crying in my Wheaties over that one because I'm not a fan.
There is a problem though, Ricky, with your initial plan. There's a problem with your throw Allen in the river. Apparently, I wasn't aware of this, but Indy Jets brought this up. It's illegal. You're not allowed to pollute the Hudson like that. So, unfortunately, it seems like your Allen toss in the river may be null and void.
Well, that would be a matter of perspective, Indy. Now, if you're trying to say that Allen is trash, then yes, that would probably be. But if you're trying to say Allen is a piece of crap, you know how much raw sewage is probably already in that water? We're good to go, baby.
Yeah, that's touche. Yeah.
So, at any rate, yeah, you know what? I'm really now. I will admit I was not happy in the draft when Miami took Grant, Ted's boy.
Oh my God. That caught me off guard. One of the surprises we're not talking about at all of how high the player went after he was going to go super high. He's going to go late. He's going to go middle. Like with his stock being all over the place, that threw me aside.
Yeah. And I actually think he's going to be a really good player, and we're going to see him twice a year. So we will find out
yeah, that's true.
about that. So, but, yeah, and and then people are like, oh, the Patriots are going to be great. They had a really good draft, and I'm like, let me see. They got a running back who was a rotational guy and had trouble staying healthy in college. Let's not sugarcoat this. Let's be real about it.
Right.
And they drafted a really shifty, good wide receiver that I personally also liked. But what I liked even better is watching our boy AZ shut his ass down at the Senior Bowl. Kyle Williams could do nothing against AZ. And by the way, I know this is as Jets talk, but I'm going to throw in a little Florida State talk.
Well, sure.
Because, I might have mentioned this before, but they do a thing. It's kind of like One Jets Drive. It's called The Climb.
Oh, cool.
They do it every year. Well, they just came out with like episode 2 for this season.
Yeah.
And the probably middle third of it or whatever is AZ and his draft experience. Shows him getting the call and everything else. And they talk to him, and like during talking to his mother's like, oh, when he was a kid, he always wanted to go to New York and I could never take him. And they mentioned it to him and he's like, oh, you know what? He's like, I didn't even think about that. He was like, but yeah, he was like, I don't know. And it's an interesting story. Like he didn't see like a particular picture that made him want to go to New York or a movie or a show or anything. Just for whatever reason, he was like, I don't know. He was like, I just gravitated towards New York. That's where I always wanted to be. It was like a dream of mine to be in New York, and now here I am. Like, and so it was cool. It's a cool little segment that they do on him.
I love that.
With the draft. So it's definitely worth a watch. And he just sounds like he's so pumped to be here, and that's awesome. So I look forward to watching him. I think they're going to do the same thing like they did with Sauce and Garrett, and kind of make him earn it, whatever. But you know what? I don't care what they paid Brandon Stevens. He's got about 4 or 5 games to do whatever he's going to do, and then after that, it's going to be AZ the rest of the way. I say by week 5 or 6 he's starting.
Damn. Okay. I love it, Ricky. Great call. Azaria Thomas is someone I like a lot. So that would not make me feel, or probably any Jet fan feel, any type of way. Brandon Stevens' deal on the surface looks like a 3-year deal for $36 million, but really it's a 2-year deal with how it's structured. And we'll see. Again, if he does not make the leaps, because obviously he had to do free agency before the draft, so they made the Brandon Stevens decision. Surprisingly, got Azaria Thomas in the 3rd. Like, we'll see how it works. Cornerback is one of the positions I feel strongest about on this roster. Sauce, Michael Carter II, Azaria Thomas. You got Quantez Stiggers in there. Obviously, you have Brandon Stevens. You have JBC, Jerk Bernard Converse. There's youth. There's upside. There's a lot there that I like a lot. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. A Cup of Philly Noodles joins us here on the show. What's going on, brother?
What's up, BG? How you doing, brother?
Hey, good. It's been a while.
I know. Every Friday for me, really, is my working from home moment. So,
there you go. Nice.
I love coming on your show, on Friday. It's perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful.
So let's get the record straight here. I attacked you on Discord.
You did. And I'm like, the heck? And you're like, well, that's just the only take I've ever disagreed with. And I'm like, and when I responded, when you said, I don't know, the stats I saw said he sucks balls. And I'm like, well, feel free to share them, and then maybe I will be enlightened. And then, just kidding. I was like, oh.
But you know what? I'm not going to lie. That I only really cared about him like quarter way through the beginning of the season because he was like a prospect for us to go get off the off season. So
and Carolina sucked, right? So like Carolina was awful. Their defense was awful. So I could understand how people would go, oh, defense terrible, Clowney must be terrible too with everything. And again, I would totally understand some of those assumptions. Plus, he ditched us, and he's ditched us several times, and we wanted him for years. This guy, well, we've had a few players like that over the years. We're like, oh, maybe this year, maybe this year, maybe this year, and then like when we eventually get them, they're over the hill. You're like, son of a bitch, this would have been great 7 years ago.
Like, are we? Is Moogie and Allen going to turn over the Daniil Hunter?
Exactly right. Right?
Yeah. So I looked at the stats. I was like, oh man, he's actually kind of right. You could bring him in. But what bothers me is that like I'd rather try to go get Quentin Jefferson again. Sure. A big fatty,
That makes sense. Totally touche. Like that's not where I'm like, what an idiot. Like, no, that totally makes sense. If they'd said if they have this pocket of money, whatever this pocket of money is, because obviously they're going to get some more after June 1st. So maybe there's more moves to be made later in the summer in a month. But if their pocket's this and they say we could sign one guy and they say we want it to be defense tackle, I'd be like, okay, fine. I understand that.
Yeah.
If they did.
And I love his AZ Thomas taking your guys' take. And like what you just I'll echo what you just said. Every deal has an out, right? In most contracts in sports nowadays, especially football. There's always an out. So there's an out after 1 year for most of the guys. I think Nadi's is like 1 year, right? So it's like
his is only straight up 1 year, right?
Yeah. There's so many outs, you know what I mean? Especially the secondary guys, there's outs. And that gives AZ Thomas, if I'm AZ Thomas, I'm coming in, a blazing saddles. And I'm also knowing, well, I got a 2-year buffer. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, the kid, if you're AG, you're like, all right, I give this kid 2 years because if Stevens is decent, he stays on the roster another year, and then we can cut him.
Yeah.
And keep AZ if he comes in the way he's supposed to into fruition. But I think, I think people need to heed warning about certain things and, and overstimulating ourselves about the Jets. But, yeah, Patriots nonsense. Come on, man. Let's just stop that now. Snip that in the butt. Drake May could be trash this year.
100%.
Like, let's just start with that. Like, it's a second-year player. He's not God's gift to earth. You know what I mean? He wasn't Jaden Daniels last year, so I don't know what you expect in the second year.
Help me. I was going to say help me help you, but like help me help the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. A year
Patriots.
ago, whatever.
they're winning.
The Patriots have the worst roster in football. That's what people were saying a year ago. And then months go by, nothing happens. And sure, they got more talent in free agency. Of course, they had money to burn, but most of the people they wanted said, suck it. Chris Godwin said, suck it. Brandon Ayuk, suck it. All the T. Higgins, suck it. All these players came through and said, suck it, New England. Oh, but we've got more money. We don't give a shit. We don't want to go to you. That's what most of the people said. And eventually some of them, yeah, sure. They secured the bag. They took the bag. I understand. But that's just the thing I don't get. That a year ago, all of us consensusly said, yikes, this is the fucking worst roster in football. We skip a year and they did get some new pieces. Now everyone's like, playoffs, 11 wins. I'm like, what? Where what the hell? Where was the leap? What's going to happen?
Listen, if Josh Allen was to go injured, the first team everyone's pushing up is the Jets. If you're a sports writer, you can't even look at roster construction and not say the Jets. I mean, you could maybe have a chance for the Dolphins, but Tua is gonna run into the door after taking a shit in the bathroom, and it's over, and the season's over. He's gonna get a pinched nerve from sleeping like this on an airplane. It's over. Like, please stop, everybody. It's the Jets or the Bills. But two more things I want to attack here.
Sure.
Hold on, I'm having a brain fart.
No, that's all right.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I think what's going on with my Knickerbockers is that we are getting one of those rarity moments where luck has now been on our side that the Celtics can't hit a rim for free. And there's a lid on it. I love it. I think we got to take this in 4 games straight if we can. I had us losing if I was a betting man in 6. So this is the total opposite outcome of what I thought. And I think what's hurting the Celtics the most is the loss of, Robert Williams, the big man, when they won. They won it with him last year, or has it been 2 years?
No. He was 2 years ago plus. Yeah, he wasn't on the team last year.
So it's just Porzingis then. Yeah, no Porzingis is just screwing him. A little Porzingis.
Very weird. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell's happened with that Porzingis situation. Very bizarre. Yeah. Very bizarre.
And for all my Aaron Rodgers clamorers in the past, I can't help it. I got to bring it up. He's got the Steelers sitting there and waiting. They have waited so long. They have soiled Pickens. They have to get rid of him. So now it's DK Metcalf versus everybody. If they can take Lazard, please give us Lazard. If we got a 5th round pick for Lazard, we would have stole that trade right there.
Yeah,
5th rounder, that's a steal, because now you're giving me a backup anything that could become decent, down the road, or trade. That's a trade package item. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah. Let's hope that comes into fruition. And everyone, I've seen people thinking that Arian Smith is going to be in the depth chart starting. I don't know where that even is, like a notion in your mind for certain.
I feel like at best, if you're an Arian Smith fan, the best you can hope for is he's a rotational guy.
Yeah,
that's not a starter. That's like your 4th specialty receiver. Hey, run straight. Okay, run straight again. Okay. And then some gizmo gadget stuff, maybe manufactured smoke screens, pop things, flares, stuff like that. Like you could work that in. But yeah, I don't, as a full-time starter, that would surprise me. But hey, that's a draft, I guess. You have to be open to being surprised, I suppose.
With the run game that could work out this year, the way we all expected to possibly do, Arian Smith can be the best decoy to open up a draw play every single time he's 100%. On the field.
Yeah.
You're looking at screen passes and draw plays if he's just ripping the top and taking a safety with him. Now Brees has maybe 2 guys to beat through the box. He needs it because God knows he's not defeating nobody with his ankles right now. I don't know what's going on. So, I'm sorry. I got to be like that. I got to keep it real and go Knicks. Love you, BG. My bad, bro.
That's all right. Thanks, pal. I appreciate that, Philly Noodles. A couple of things here, and then we'll get back to the phone lines as well. Cindy Sturgis threw this up. Do you believe that we have a starter out of the draft besides Armand Membu and Mason Taylor? If so, I would say we aced the draft. Now, I don't know if it happens immediately, like Ricky projects in a couple weeks. Azaria Thomas will eventually be a starter for the Jets, so that's a starter. Malachi Moore, I think, is going to be a starter. He was our 2nd 4th round pick. The Jets traded up to the back end of the 4th round to get Malachi Moore, the safety nickel, do it all man. there's a world where he's starting next to Andre Cisco. So yes, and to your point, I think that's a proper evaluation for a draft of these starters getting an opportunity. Sometimes you get the 2022 draft, and that's freaking crazy. But sometimes it's less in your face about it. It's about starters and getting key contributors. Massive super chat, $49.99 coming through here. Good Lord, have friggin' mercy.
Wow.
And it deserves, I mean, even more than that. That's not enough.
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
Salute to our boy Arthur, aka Aced Up 10, baby, getting himself 16 raffle tickets here on the Bleepin' Show and some change. He is now surged into second place. It's J-Boy with 62 raffle tickets, Aced Up 10 with 36, our boy Indy Jets with 31, Jay Correa with 30, and for Lily and Big D with 21. That rounds out our top 5. Aced Up 10, thank you very much, and you're going to be coming to the tailgate, which is awesome. Last one was a misunderstanding. Looking forward to the game tailgate meetup. Go Knicks. Well, the next part disgusting, but the rest of it, looking forward to the game, the tailgate. It's going to be amazing. And yes, so thank you. You're all signed up. For folks that have questions about that, look at the New York Jets frequently asked questions. I had Aced Up 10 ask me questions about kids and stuff. I have my kids coming. It's not an age thing, from what I understand. You could go on the Jets website. It's a height thing. If they're under whatever it is, 38 inches, 36 inches, something like that, then they're allowed to come into the game without you buying a ticket, and they sit on your lap. But if they're any taller than that, you have to buy them their own ticket. So, again, those are New York Jets frequently asked questions. If you do have questions about that, I have to pay for my daughter. She's 3. She's really short, so I'm going to pull out the ruler and see if I can sneak her in. But I think I'm going to have to pay for that one. But just, again, frequently asked questions, you guys can double-check that. But if you do have any questions like that for me, just like Arthur reached out over email, feel free. That is Paul, A the letter, ESDENJR at gmail.com. If you any questions about the tickets, tailgates, or anything of that nature. And again, you guys can sign up in the YouTube description down below. Back to the phone lines, and Aced Up 10, thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Indy Jets joins us here on the show. What's up, Indy?
Good morning, BG. You know, I was trying to get on with Philly because I was going to see if he wanted to hook up at Dilworth's and go watch the Knicks game tomorrow.
He is still not here, so if Philly comes back on, I'll pop him up here with you.
But I'll just shoot him a text or something. But so let me ask you: you were talking about the Bills moving up just to screw the Jets. If we're that important that they have to draft 2 defensive tackles to think if they're basing their draft on the Jets, then that's why they continue to lose. The only reason they've won the AFC East is because the AFC East has been trash without Brady. I mean, honestly, the Jets and Patriots, the last 3 years the Jets in the last 10 years, but the Jets and Patriots have been trash for the last couple of years. The Dolphins, well, they're just the Dolphins. So that left Josh Allen as the best quarterback in the AFC East. So of course they're going to win. But they haven't. You brought up their 17-year stretch, which is far worse than where we're at right now. So I'm not worried about the Buffalo Bills. They still have the best quarterback in the AFC East,
of course.
But they're still literally the best choke artists in the AFC East too.
That's a good point.
I mean, they can get to the playoffs. Well, of course they're going to get to the playoffs. They're pretty much given a roster spot in the playoffs because the East has been so trash lately. If you're the best of the worst does not make you good. And if they're drafting based on what the Jets are doing or what the Jets are going to do, that's why they continue to lose in the first round or the second round of the playoffs. Because instead of giving Josh Allen, there's far other players that could have helped that offense that they need.
That's true.
And so if they want to draft 2 defensive linemen,
So to me, this is where I disagree with Ricky. Ricky said, it's a coincidence that the Bills trade in front of the Jets. I don't think it's a coincidence. Every spot higher that you move up, you have to pay more of a price. Why would the Bills purposely pay more? That doesn't make any sense. So I think they targeted to move in front of the Jets.
Who's the Bears head coach?
Ben Johnson.
And who's the Jets head coach?
Aaron Glenn. Oh, you think he did it to
Those
job?
Those two guys have battled back and forth for how long, and they've tried to one up each other. I guarantee you at practice every single day. And maybe this is just if you want to use some conspiracy, it's just Ben Johnson's one last time to say, "Okay, I got you this time."
Interesting.
I
didn't even think about that, so I guess that could be it.
It's because those two guys battled each other in the locker room, in the film room, no matter where they were at. Those two guys went against each other every day. Now, on Sunday, it was all one team, but Monday through Saturday, during practice and films and all that, those two guys were going against each other, and this could be, in a small portion of it anyway, to go, I got the last laugh on you.
Which again, that's a good one that, like I said, I didn't think about, should have thought about, as Ben Johnson going like, "Hey, fuck you, Aaron Glenn over there," because he took like the Bills doing whatever they can to like sort of get in the mix. That sort of makes sense. It's a division rival. But I was like, Chicago, why do you got beef with the Jets? What the fuck happened? So that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah.
And to me, that was my first thought of the only reason they did that is maybe because Aaron Glenn got the best of him in practice day after day after day.
He's like, suck on this, buddy.
Yeah. And you can't do anything about it now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's just a portion of it that maybe Ben Johnson kind of signed off of to go, "Hey, I kind of like this trade. Let's do this." In the back of his mind going, and who knows? But good luck on the Bears. Between Caleb and Fields, the Jets have the better of the two quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Aaron Glenn will get the last laugh when it's all said and done.
There we go. I love it. Indy, thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate it. We've got a ton of activity to recap here on the show. Good Lord, a lot happening here with all kinds of different varying super chats and shout outs. So let's catch up on all of this here. So first off, we've got a member shout out. This was from A-Step10. Appreciate you. Let's hit it. A couple Zariah Luna's coming here.
Wow.
Got me another email. A-Step10, thank you for being a member on the channel for 2 months. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, pal. Okay. We got another super chat here on the show, also from A-Step10.
Wow.
Who is technically our wide receiver 2? If I had a gun to my head right now, you're not going to love the answer, but Alan Lazard, I guess, but I don't know. Josh Reynolds, maybe. I mean, it's one of those two, probably. It can't be Corley. He hasn't done enough yet. Aaron Smith is a rookie, and it ain't Tyler Johnson. So I guess it's coin flip Alan Lazard, Josh Reynolds. That feels like what it is right now. A-Step10 from that perspective. That would be my assumption. Another super chat coming in from A-Step10.
Wow.
The last super chat he said was supposed to be $20. Well, all your super chats are hitting like nobody's business, so appreciate it, A-Step10. And then he gave another super chat about damn typos. Okay.
Wow.
With all of those combinations, A-Step10, you are now up to a riveting 41 raffle tickets so far this month. So thank you. You were in sole possession of second place in our contest. So way to keep killing it. I'm sorry for the typos, but thank you for all the super chats coming through. You're killing it, Arthur. God bless. J-Boy with the 20-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Good Lord.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Damn straight, AG. All right, let's reveal the 20 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to our guy J-Boy, Sean Wilson, Mike Dems, JT, Jet Fan Since Birth, James Fitzpatrick, Yo Mama Panties Crusty. Oh, that's disgusting. Matthew Wright, Jet Fan for Life, Jug Artist 14, Spin to Ben, Simple Eats, Judah, Orlando G, NYJ, Schnitzel, BP York, Chris Bradigan, James Crow, Patrick Volpe, Timothy Moore, and Deborah64. You guys are all now members to the gosh darn Boy Green Coffee Club. And by the way, J-Boy, you now have 82 raffle tickets so far this month. It is raining from the high heavens, baby. Let's bleep and go. And look at Philly Noodles jumping in. Here we go, baby. Let's keep this train rolling. That membership from Philly Noodles 631 went to Dorian Shamorian. Okay, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And Philly Noodles, you now have a raffle ticket for our contest, baby, for this month. Appreciate you, pal. Very nice. Thank you, brother. Good to have you here on the program. Okay, did I catch up on everybody? I think so. Yeah, that name was disturbing, J-Boy. I feel compelled to say it because the membership was gifted, but who in their God's green earth has that as their YouTube name? That's disgusting. I feel like I got to wash my hands after reading that, or wash my mouth, or mouthwash. It's unclear. All right, back to the phone lines here. We've got Johnny Boy here on the show. What's up? Look at this. What the hell?
Just a friendly reminder of go New York. Go New York, go New York Knicks, orange and blue skies, all day, every day. Boy Green, hope you have a wonderful day, and go Knicks and F the Bills. Thank you.
Bing bong. It's been so funny to get Johnny every day calling for a brief moment and then leaving. Oh, Johnny, you're one of a kind. Let's back to the phone lines. We got Easy here on the show. What's up, Easy?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, looking forward to that tailgate party and hamburgers, hot dogs, and baked ziti.
That's right. That's part of it. Yes.
That's really cool. I mean, I didn't think he was going to make it. I figured if he was either going to do trafing dishes stuff or he was going to do, like wings and chicken and burgers and stuff like that. But that's cool.
Yeah.
More the merrier.
Yeah.
That stuff.
So that will be a part of it.
I bet you he runs out of ziti.
Yeah.
I bet you he does, because especially if it's a cool day.
Mm-hmm.
If it's in like the 30s or 40s that morning, oh yeah, that shit's gonna fly off out of the tray, man. But that's okay. All right. My thing on the Knicks.
Yeah.
I'm a Knicks fan, but they're the Knicks, so they're either gonna pull this one out and screw up the next round, or they'll get crushed like a pack of Luckies. One or the other.
Well, I'm hoping for the Luckies, but different strokes.
I had something on my mind, and it wasn't anything to do with the Jets.
Okay.
But have you noticed that NFL football rules over everything?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It really does. Okay, and there's a reason for that. When I was a kid, if you were a Yankee fan, you watched WPIX, Channel 11 in New York. You got every Yankee game. If you were a Met fan, you watched WOR, Channel 9, and you got every Met game. You were able to watch the Knicks. You were able to watch the Rangers before the Islanders in 72, Mm-hmm. So I'm talking when I was a kid. And sports were popular. Everybody was popular. You saw a Major League Baseball game on the Major League on any of the 4 major networks. I mean, just not to pay the broadcast networks. Hello?
Yeah, we got you. You sort of disappeared there for a second, but we got you.
Oh, okay. But when was the last time you saw any baseball or basketball on major networks unless you paid for it?
I can't place it. I'm not sure.
Well, that's why nobody gives a shit about baseball anymore, because you can't see it. All you hear about are the box scores or the scores or the little ticker tape on the bottom of the TV screen on ESPN.
That's true. It's Apple TV. It's on some weird stuff. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
They killed the game by trying to charge for it. It was the national pastime. I remember when I was a kid, I could go to Shea Stadium sitting in nosebleeds for 50 cents.
Yeah,
and then if
those
you
were the
paid one of
days.
the guys, a buck or two, he'd move you down to the empty box seats.
Oh, wow.
You can't
That's
do
cool.
that anymore.
No, I guess not, but, Up, we lost you, you see. Up. Wow. Okay, there you go. I don't know what happened there. We lost you. All right. But Big Zeddy, E-Zeddy, here on the show. Emmanuel Holcomb with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let's go. Let's go. Let's pick a good one here. What's a good one? Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, here are the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Emmanuel Holcomb, baby, Izzy Blanco, Pocono Jet, excuse me, Michael Duramo, Yoshi Yamamoto, Draft Geek. You guys are all now members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Emmanuel Holcomb, you got 6 raffle tickets so far this month, baby. Let's go. Man, this is we're getting some historic shows this week. For Lillian Big D with a YouTube super chat coming up here on the program. There you go.
Wow.
Need more raffles, but what to say? Okay, how about screw all Boston teams? And with your previous super chat combinations for Lily, you have 4 more raffle tickets, 25 total so far this month, updated on the banner. Yes. The super chat, that can provide more raffle tickets, but you want something to say. And there it is. Screw all Boston teams. And well, screw the Patriots. I'm with you there. We're all on the same page. That's for sure. Absolutely. By the way, I see that comment was from J-Boy earlier. That said, what is the record for raffles? Well, actually, it was technically our first raffle was in December, but that was sort of mixed in with Christmas and all that jazz. Our real first raffle was in January. We had throughout that month 831 gifted memberships. That is the record that we had. So that was a absolute killing. We had, and that's between everybody, obviously. So 831, and we have not gotten anywhere close to that since. But that was cool. So yeah, that's the record, I suppose. I sort of keep track of it just for myself to see sort of how it goes all over the place. But 831, that was the record. But you guys are killing it. I appreciate all the support, the super chats, the memberships. So shout out to everybody here on the show. Try to give everyone a shout out here. Paul Taxter, Indy Jets, J Boy, Aced Up 10, Fleur Lillian, Big D, Emmanuel Holcomb, J Boy, all you guys. Thank you so much for the riveting action here on the program. Again, we got rookie minicamp. It starts today, goes through the weekend. So we have all that content that'll be coming. Hop on Pop is on tomorrow with your 0.0%. I'm sure you guys are all looking forward to that bleeping show. That should be a real hoot. And again, another reminder for a couple of things. First off, 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers. That's long been a goal for me to get to that number, and hopefully we can in the near future. We're like 2,000 and change people away from doing it, so a little bit every day, new people joining the Boy Green Army. And one way you guys can help with that is by liking the video. That tells the other YouTube overlords, this Jet show is sort of interesting. Let's put it in front of other Jet fans, and more, and more, and more, and it feeds the beast. So guys, make sure you do that. If you guys are interested in sitting with me at the Jets game and tailgating and partying together, then hit up the sign-up sheet. It's in the YouTube description down below. We need, your first and last name. Are you interested in Jets tickets? If so, how many? You're interested in tailgate tickets? If so, how many? Everything will have a cost. We don't have all the cost numbers. The only price I do know is the Gold Zone parking pass through me is $45. The Jets said that's the cheapest parking pass they can provide. But if you do that, you have to buy a Jets ticket through me. So I only have enough gold parking passes with the Jets ticket equivalent. So just sort of keep that in mind. J-Boy says we need to team up and drop 1,000. I mean, that would be wild if somehow that happens before the end of the month. We will see. We're only 9 days through the month so far, so there's so much more to go. We will see. Philly Noodles, another great question. BG, what game? No clue. There are some rumors I'm hearing about Jet schedule things, but that's another factor. When the schedule drops next Wednesday, right, or this Wednesday coming up, right, in a couple of days, what will happen is we will see where all the games are. I and the Boy Green Coffee Club will decide and judge and say, hey, here are the games that will be interesting. Which ones do you guys want? I have to give a top 3 preference to the New York Jets. Say, hey, we're hoping for this game, this game, this game. And then they will get back to me. So we'll see what happens from that perspective. So what game? It's still unclear. How much are the tickets going to be? That part's unclear. But hopefully we'll be able to figure out all those details in the near future. Like I said, head count is the most important thing for signing up on the tailgate sheet so I can have a good understanding. I don't want to tell them 20 tickets if it ends up being 60 tickets. I don't want to tell them 60 if it ends up being 20 the other way. So I want to try to give them an accurate number when I speak to the New York Jets. And I already have a few times, and we will speak even more over the time. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But again, sign up for sure. Hey, Philly Noodle says, I'll travel for sure, and I'm sure Indy would be down. We've got EZ, who's down in the Carolinas. Woody's down in the Carolinas. So we got a lot of people down there that could be traveling up. So, yeah, you guys can feel free to link up. That'd be awesome to meet a lot of you guys for the first time. So, love you guys. Shout out to Philly Noodle. Shout out to Brian Farrell, Phil, everybody. God bless. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. That show is going to be something. God bless everybody. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.